The Dove Network welcomes you to the following presentation of Double Dropkick Podcast.
That's right. You know what time it is. You know what night it is. It's a special episode. Even though it's our weekly podcast, this one's very special tonight. You all know what it is. It is DDK Saturday Night Live. And we are coming to you through the power of your internet around the world. Whether you're watching us live tonight or the many of you watch us afterwards, we thank you so very much for where you've gotten this channel, where you've taken it off. To our many fans in the UK and Scotland, thank you so very much for all that you do for us and all the subs that you have kindly done for us. Thank you to all the viewers watching in Australia, New Zealand, down in Mexico, United States, all across the UK, Scotland, down there in Italy. How are you doing there? France, checking in. See a lot of those blue blobs checking in. Thank you so very much for checking us out tonight on, once again, a very, very special episode of DDK Saturday Night. It's going to be a great, great, great time. We have a plus for the hobby. A hobby taking a new level, a hobby taking a legacy and moving forward with it. We're going to find out all about it, all the rumors, and all this. Golly. Some of you guys, does it ever mean? Just hold tight. Everybody will find out everything that is going on. But we're pleased to come to you live tonight. But before we do, hey guys, check us out over on Instagram at Double Dropkick Podcast. Make sure you give us a follow over there. We give away stuff there too to random followers, and we also do the same thing on Double Dropkick Podcast on X at DDK Podcast. We do that over there. Our guests have arrived. They have pulled up to the DDK Club. There we are getting them in the makeup room. We will bring them on in just a few minutes. But I also want to tell you guys to check out Spanning the Globe podcast every Thursday night, 8 p.m. 7 Central. Mark, Andy, Ben, Richard, and Andy do a great job over there. Make sure you check them out. And as always, you guys got to check out C4 Authentic Belts. Partnered with Crumb Rind, the C4 Ortiz Crumb Rind Big Gold. Unbelievable what they have brought to the hobby, taking it to a new level. Check Colin out over at C4 Authentic Belts on Facebook, and check him out for all your questions and needs right there down below at c4authenticbelts.com. C4 Authentic Belts, taking you back to like it's 1986. As you know, as always, as I am KEV Kev. I'm going to bring down my main partner in crime, my co-host of Double Dropkick Podcast, good friend of mine, Mr. Ethan Thompson. What is up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm just weeding through the messages and the rumors and the haters of what's going on, and just enjoying it. We're gonna have a good show. It's gonna be an awesome show, and bring the people some good stuff.
Absolutely. But it's just funny. I want people to start relaxing and enjoy the hobby, enjoy what we get, enjoy what we. This is all about the memories that they bring. Let's not fight over them. Let's not argue over them. Let's not try to destroy each other's show over it. Try to stab each other in the back over it. Try to hurt somebody. Try to involve their family in it. Let's be kind. I can tell you personally, you are not on this earth for very, very long. And when it comes, this stuff will be given away to somebody who probably won't even care about it. So don't argue it over that much. When you're done with a hobby, put it away. Go have fun with the family and do it. But we hope that each and every week you guys come over and have fun with us, because we love each and every one of you. What do they got to do to tune in each week, Ethan?
It'd be nice if you can hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button, because we're here for you guys. Through all
Absolutely.
we steer clear, try to steer clear of the drama, and we just try to bring you guys fun shows, informational shows, just good times. So just hit that little like button, goes a long way.
A little wholesome, fun, a show that's about the hobby for you, keeping you aware of the hobby. We interview belt makers, influencers, leather guys, all kinds of stuff, photographers, figures guys. We've got a lot of really, really cool things, and if you're a gamer, we've got a very, very, very awesome guest coming up on the 28th. Stick around for that. And we've also got a little dart at the end of the show too. But I wanted to bring, as you know, it's a special episode there, right, Ethan?
It is a very special episode.
So when we do that, we gotta include our boy, right?
Is it time?
It's hammer time. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? We got you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. How you doing? Let's try that again. I had you muted. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
said, have you guys heard any good rumors lately today, or what?
I heard that Donald Trump was making these belts, so that's interesting. And I heard that they are being made on Mars by Elon Musk. So we'll
Joe
find
Biden
out
was doing the
about that.
leather.
Russell Bonkers, let's welcome in Richard Ward. How you doing? Max, Andy, the chat is just going off. Steven, yeah, it is. We are live. Andy Bolger in the house. DDK Saturday night, it is. Deuce, welcome in. How you doing there, buddy? Jim, good to see you as always. Keith, Mr. Ben Walker, how you doing? Richard Simpson, the ace of stoning. Go Pacers. Uh-oh. Some people, Nick fans in there. Chris Robinson, how you doing, buddy? What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well. We're doing good. Richard Ward, thank you so much there, Stone Cold. Are you guys excited for what's going to be coming up tonight? Chat, give it up. Are you guys excited? What do you most these two on the screen don't know anything about what's happening. I've had to keep them in the dark a little bit. So what are at the end of the day, try not to reveal. Michael, how you doing? What do you hope for at the end of the night? Ethan?
I just hope we can clear the rumor mill.
Jerry.
At this point, my brain's spinning with the amount of rumors that I've heard, the amount of leather people, and where these where belts are coming from, and where let's just dispel the rumors and have a good night.
Gamer, how you doing there, buddy? Got to get him on with the stuff that he does. Right, pretty good fun stuff. What we have in there, yeah. Everybody, get on up to that DDK bar. Get yourself a drink. Sit back. Make sure you like. Everybody pause right now. Go just scroll right down. Just scroll right down where you're commenting before we find out what we hope Hammer does. Right where you're commenting, there's a little thumbs up. That helps us out tremendously. Give us that thumbs up. That helps us out. That helps us out with whatever. I heard a lot about AIs and the algorithms and stuff.
You do use a lot of AI, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. I did want to say that my videos and the stuff and our transition stuff not made by AI. In a video and a teaser, I put 2 AI pictures that had children in them watching wrestling. I did not want to use actual children in those pictures off of internet, not knowing who they are, borrow somebody's pictures like some people like to do. I didn't want to do any of that, so I made AI make 2 pictures of kids watching wrestling, and that was in my video. How you doing, Richard Simpson? Doing good. Richard Simpson, what are you hoping by the end of the night after all the dust settles? What are you hoping to achieve out of this tonight? Platinum.
Lane.
Hammer, are you there?
Oh, I thought you said Richard, so I was really confused.
Richard?
Yeah, you say Richard.
Who was that?
I was like, okay, maybe you're just talking to somebody. But
sorry, medication only up about an hour and a half ago, so we're getting Lane. Welcome in, Hammer. What are you after all this dust settles? What are you hoping the hobby has at the end of the night? Ben, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hope you're feeling well.
I hope at the end of the night the hobby has an appreciation of this announcement and has an appreciation for a lot of the work that these guys have put into it. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of things people are saying that is just not true. I have my suspicions of what I hope it is, but we'll see. And if Groovy and Colin are getting together for whatever reason, I know whatever they do, it's going to be big. Because you take a look at their track record with the C4 belt and the Groovy G Big Gold, I think those products are awesome. So I am very anxious to see what happens tonight.
Yes, it is. Hey, everybody go help out CJ, Northern Michigan Wrestling Society. Go join that group. Good guy, good wholesome guy, supports all the podcasts. Go join his Facebook group.
But past that, this hobby needs to understand something. You have the toxicity of this hobby is wild. You have 2 people that are trying to push the hobby forward. Let's do it. Let's support them.
Darren, you're back.
Raise them up. Because at the end of the day, we want this hobby to be pushed forward. We want to get the best quality, the best artwork, the best leather. We all want that. So let's
Hazard
raise a glass to these people.
Hope you feel better. Yeah, these are two guys, Michael B. Jones in the house. Colin took something and to the hobby with C4 and what he did and what he accomplished. I remember back, I was told by Crumrine, 12 or 13 grand. Someone did buy one, I think, for 14 grand way back when, but he got it to an affordable option with their help and what he did, and that took years and years and years, and it took the hobby to a new level. Then you had the Groovy G guy with his great mind coming out with a beautiful big gold that is an affordable option that you can take at a baseline and keep it at a very affordable price, or you can build that up with new leather, new stones. All you can make that belt incredible. And these two guys have worked very, very hard on this project, and it's going to be very, very fun. We're excited about it tonight. How you doing there, Ricky? We all hoping for the $300 Reggies. Actually, it is the J-Mars that we are releasing tonight. The J-Mars. Everybody went in. William, how you doing? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, Michael B. Jones, Carl, CJ. Everybody doing the greet. Let's keep it drama free. Let's have fun. I appreciate that. Thanks so much, Michael B. Jones. We wish you all the best too on your new endeavor. I know you absolutely love talking wrestling. We hope to have you back on the show to talk some wrestling. I'm gonna just make fun of somebody and make me a free belt. Hey, I can do that. I can make you a free one, but it might not look so great. Max with all his inventive stuff that he does, Stone Cold. Everybody loving this hobby. Absolutely. But before we bring on Steven, are you there? Before we bring on the guys, I wanted to. This is what tonight is all about. And just remember this, because tonight is the night when a legacy returns. That's what it's all about. It is here. Let's welcome the two men that will give us the announcement, all the details, answering all your questions. Remember, these belts took us to a place when we were kids that is just absolutely amazing. And we would kill for just about anything when we were a kid, no matter if it was just tin metal, if it was the old cattle baron belts, if it was those foam belts. Remember how great you felt when you had those foam belts? They were just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
First off, let's welcome our first guest of tonight. He is the owner operator of Groovy G Belts. You got to go check him out at groovygBelts.com. Please welcome Groovy G to the program, and the owner and operator of C4 Authentic Belts. Check him out at Facebook and at c4authenticbelts.com. Please welcome to the program Groovy G and Colin. Yeah. How you doing, buddy? We'll bring Colin on in just a minute. He is off camera. I think he had to do something. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Groovy G on there. Let me get him unmuted. How you doing? How you feeling, buddy?
Going well.
You enjoying your Sunday morning?
Sunday morning it is here, and the cloud has disappeared a little bit. We're changing our seasons at the moment, so we're heading into our winter at the moment. So I've had to rug up a little bit. It's got a little bit cool overnight, but no, everything is all beautiful. A little rain around yesterday, but sun is shining today. Another beautiful day in paradise. Hey, have you heard any rumors going on in the belt world recently?
I did hear that there was the cartel was dropping shipments of plates, and they were throwing them over the Rio Grande and trying to get them into the country. But I heard the the armies down there and the Marines.
But I heard aliens were cloning an original belt maker and trying to bring him back from the dead.
That is now. Hey, we got Colin back on the screen, so everybody please welcome C4 Authentic Belts Colin to the program.
Hey, hello everyone.
There you go. Was that your morning coffee running through, and you had to go get it out?
Well, rumor has it they cut off the satellite to Melbourne due to what's going on. I had to contact the government to turn the internet back to the whole of Melbourne.
Okay. Man, look, dude. You know how much medication I got? Yeah. Why am I'm looking at my co-host? At least one of my co-hosts could have went like, "Hey, dude, it's going."
That's why we had to go turn the power back on. And all of a sudden,
I tried to give a little thing. How are you feeling, Colin? How are you doing? And how's everything where you're at? We just asked how Groovy was. Groovy said he was excited for the brand new addition of him doing a full spread in one of the Groovy G belts in the calendar. Even though it's wintertime, he's excited about that. So how are you doing, and how's everything going in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, everything's doing quite well, actually. Very great. I'm happy to work with Greg and look up and support a mate. And and I'm happy to health, everything else is doing really well. Belts, the business is going great. Connections with a lot of people, a lot stronger by the day as well. Particularly, people like Ron and all the other real belt makers. I haven't been paying much attention to the rumors and things. I've been quite busy with work and family, the more important things than the internet. So I'm just it's a good time. It's a good time right now. Good time amongst friends and amongst belt collectors and supporters, and, and also makers. Yeah.
To me, this hobby is a hobby, and I enjoy it. I enjoy collecting it. I enjoy showing them off. I enjoy seeing other people's belts, and this is something that's giving back to the hobby. And I'm glad to show this. Are you guys ready for me to play this video and let's get into it? Is everybody ready to get into it out there?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's return a legacy. ladies and gentlemen, live here announced tonight on the DDK podcast, Reggie Parks, the Legacy Collection, honoring the symbol of excellence, has returned. Thanks to Groovy G and Colin. Unbelievable. Watching that video, I have goosebumps. Did anybody else here on the screen have goosebumps seeing that?
Yes.
That's what the hobby is about. Let's always remember that. Let's remember what Reggie brought us. Reggie brought us to the forefront and gave prestige to these wrestlers. These wrestlers were legends, and Reggie Parks gave them a prestige and added to their legacy with his legacy. Because those iconic moments are just as much as theirs as there are Reggie. When you see Hulk holding up the belts, you see that. When you see Magnum TA holding up the NWA US title, you see Arn Anderson holding up the NWA TV title. When you see these belts, you instantly see these guys that held it. Congratulations to what you guys are announcing here and doing. We're honored that you pick this program to do it on. We thank you so very much. Everybody throw up those DDKs to them. And we're going to get into now how this all went down. And I think Groovy G, before we get to Groovy G and how this, Ethan, your first thought seeing that and seeing this on the screen, you guys' first thought out there seeing this on the screen and hearing this announcement, and we'll learn more in just a second. Ethan, what do you think?
I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm literally cannot wait to learn what everybody's going to learn. Because, like I said, you kept me in the dark, too. It's like I'm in the dark like everybody else.
Hammer, what do you think after seeing this? The video, did it give you goosebumps? Did that fire you up seeing that?
It absolutely did. Of course, seeing those old red NWA USA tags, I love those tag titles so much. So just seeing that and knowing that these two powerhouses are working together.
Well, we don't know what they're making.
Come on!
Yeah.
Like it's.
We don't know yet what they're making.
Whatever they're doing, I'm on board though. That's for sure.
Yeah, prestige, and congratulations to both of you, Colin, and to Groovy, and thank what you're adding to the hobby with all this announcement here. Groovy, the floor is with you. How did this come back? And then we'll go to Colin. Or Colin, did you want to start first?
Let me introduce. Yeah, I'll introduce Groovy because Groovy's the main part with the technicalities and everything else. I just want to really introduce to you our special project and how it all came to fruition. I'm new compared to Groovy and you guys to the belt hobby. I've been in it for about 7 years or so. I cut my teeth here with the big gold belt and the approach that I made to belt making in terms of honoring legacies. To me, legacies isn't about just the belt itself. Like when a person like losing, let's say, 2 brothers in 10 months, you don't think about legacies only just possessions. You think about legacies more about the people you left behind who loved and cared about you. Right. I always thought it was a lost opportunity. I just wasn't fortunate enough to know Reggie personally, and it would have been my wildest dreams to have met him. And when I found out that Greg was a personal friend of Reggie all the way till the very end, right? And the story he told me in terms of the impact Reggie had on his life and on the people's lives, and later on learning from Bret Hart as well, how close they were, how he touched him personally. The legacy to me isn't necessarily the metal and the leather that he produced, which was again touched the whole world, but the people who still hear and grieve for him and love him, and particularly the likes of Kathy, who cared for him to the very end or through his whole life, his beloved, and the people who are left after he passed. When I heard the story and when I heard the condition that these people were in, particularly his immediate loved ones, that, you know, a lot of bills weren't paid, a lot of promises that were made that Reggie had before he passed away, that they made to him, that his loved ones be looked after, wasn't carried through. That what engaged me to do what I can with Greg, to be able to support these people and to be able to bring something special. So without further ado, I present to you Greg.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that introduction, Colin. Colin, and like we sort of said before, Colin and I, this isn't our day job. Colin's very, very successful in his own right. And you know, when you've got Groovy G and C4 authentic belts coming together, it's going to be quality. Like I said, our friendship's probably been around for a few years now. This, I guess, really culminated. The spark for this came a little bit before Starcast Down Under. We knew that Bret Hart was coming out as well too, and Bret and Reggie were close friends. Before Reggie passed, he was talking with Bret Hart on the phone because, of course, Reggie Parks was trained by Bret's father, Stu Hart, up in the dungeon. Like Colin said, there was some things not right when Reggie passed, because his passing was so sudden. He didn't leave a will, so he lived a very simple life anyway. But what possessions he did have were given to people, and some other promises or words that were kept didn't come through to fruition. Reggie's loved ones are fine; they're fine. They're private people as well too, but their idea, they didn't want Reggie to be forgotten. They still liked the idea that people still liked Reggie's work, his life's work, because he put his heart and soul into it, and it's still appreciated and still loved by people today. There was a time in belt collecting where bootlegging a Reggie Parks belt was completely taboo because Reggie Parks never ripped off anybody. We're hoping that through releasing this collection, we can restore some of that legacy. Also to give collectors a chance to own perhaps something that until now we thought was unavailable. We're not looking with these ones, we're not looking to be the next big belt makers. We're not looking to make a huge impact, make hundreds and hundreds of these, make like lots and lots of money off of these. If that were the case, we could have gone down the replica route because that's much more lucrative than doing real authentic belts. But what we're going to be announcing today is that, as you just saw, the Reggie Parks Legacy Collection, they're going to be real, authentic, handcrafted belts using original artwork. We're using the original leather and the original tools and the techniques made famous by the king of belts himself, Mr. Reggie Parks. And they're going to be very limited edition, but they're going to be available to collectors because the golden years of belt collecting, they're just ahead of us. This is just the start, and things are getting bigger and bigger and better all the time. So,
all right. So let me ask you this for the questions that are popping off. The first belt that you're producing is,
we're not going to be making these, all the belts on, let's say an Orm or a CS collection would make, right? We're not going to do any of that sort of stuff. We've only got one or two or a couple designs, but even that, we may not even make those. We're just making it for this amount of time, just the one belt, only a very small number that's already been made. We're not making any more. Depends on how things go, right? But we're just going to make that so that we can correct a lot of the promises that were made to to Reggie's loved ones when he passed. So it's not mass marketing. It's not mass producing. It's very, very small. It's a project. It's a very small project that we're working on and we're delivering on. And without further delay, I'll give it to Greg to explain.
And all the questions from the commenters, if you guys will hold your questions, and I'll get your comments to them after they had the initial time to do this. So many impatient people that don't want to wait and find out things and don't understand that, I want to know how you build the relationship, how you guys met, how you guys did this and how it came about. And we do pump up videos here to get everybody excited. And if you didn't like it, then this hobby or podcast is not for you. Thanks so much. Groovy G, the floor is for you.
Well, I will answer any questions that you have, Kevin. Look, we're an open book. We've got all of our ducks in a row here. We wouldn't be announcing this if there was anything untoward going on. Like I said, this is for collectors. This is for real collectors. We're not out there trying to be the next big belt makers or anything like that. Very, very small project that we're working on. But just want to put people's minds at ease and say that this is all above board. This is all that ticks all the boxes. This is done with all the right intentions as well too. We're not trying to put anybody out of business. We're not trying to ruin things. We're not trying to be the be all and end all. We're just trying to offer genuine collectors an opportunity to be able to hold one of these art pieces from the original artwork from Reggie Parks himself and be able to enjoy those memories that you showed with us, Kevin, of all those great moments growing up with wrestling. You're a huge NWA fan. I remember myself, I still get chills down my spine when I think about the time I saw George the Animal Steel rip open the stuffing on the corner post and just throw it all into the air. I mean, these are the moments that stick with you when you were kids. And now that we're a little bit older, we can relive those memories as well too, and we can keep that legacy alive of the greatest belt maker who ever lived.
Okay, and then let's talk about this first belt that you're going to be offering, and we're going to show on the screen.
Is only a very select, very teeny tiny number of belts, and may be the only one.
So this is it. This is it. This is an actual belt that we have in hand. At the moment, we have 5 of these. There are a couple just finishing leather. We're not going to put them on sale straight away, but they are ready. They're ready to go and they are in hand. Like we said, these is about producing something that you may have never had a chance to own before, and at a price that I think a lot of genuine collectors will think it's quite reasonable as well too. You can see the etching, you can see the painting, you can see the plating. So there we go. The pictures really speak for itself. There's a look that these belts have that you can't replicate, no matter how good your artwork is, because you can see in the eagle as well too. A lot of these elements were hand drawn, so a lot of the feathers and the eye and things like that, they've got thicker sections and thinner sections, and only people who have owned the real authentic belt will be able to see, or would have been able to see, these little imperfections. Well, not so much imperfections. These are the things that make it special, because it's got that beauty because it's gold and it's painted, but it's also got that ruggedness about it as well too, because it's all handmade as well. So these are off the authentic artworks that Reggie Parks had made. They're all going to be presented in the same format that the original ring-used belts first debuted. Each of these belts are handcrafted to avoid any direct replication of any licensed products. So any specific logos that might appear on things or names that are used on the belts are just for educational, training, cultural purposes. These belts have got no connection or no authorization with any person or organization, living or deceased. So, like we said before, these probably more kayfabe belts than bootleg belts. They are made using the original artwork direct from the personal archives of Reggie Parks. These aren't intended to replicate anything that's official that's out there. So these are belts that the big corporations aren't interested in making replicas of. And there's only a limited amount of real deal belts getting around of this particular design. But like Colin said, we're only making a small number of these as well. These are going to be placeholders. They're going to be gap fillers, or they're going to be holy grails for people. All acid etched zinc plates, gold plated, hand painted, and they've been assembled by hand on a hand tooled leather strap. So what you'll be receiving is a fully made belt. We're not getting into just doing plates. We're not doing bits and pieces. We're not making customs or whatever. These are presented in the exact same way that they were when they debuted in the ring all of those years ago, which enhanced their life over the years. So it's a really exciting time for collectors. And like I said, these are for genuine collectors. These are for people that want that quality in their collection. They've got something that they have aspired to or have wanted to have in their collection this whole time as well too. So like we said, all authentic artwork, all handcrafted, all original artwork, hand-tooled leather, and what we'll be offering is a fully completed belt direct to your door.
So and for me, yeah, the special point for me is we're showing you a belt that's been made by the artwork that was the original artwork, something that was touched by Reggie. Always wanted to see what that would look like. It feels to me like we brought back the woolly mammoth, something that's passed, and we brought something, just a little bit of something, back to life.
And you were talking about something that won't be shown on it, won't be on it. Can you go over that again, Groovy G, so that people understood that, what you meant by that? Be a little bit more specific about
what I'm meaning is that we don't want to make any confusion. So this isn't a belt that is a mass-produced replica at the moment. The companies that own this particular design or that own the logos, they don't have any interest in giving this design to collectors. So that's why we've made it. This is a design that collectors want, but for whatever reasons, the companies involved don't want to make replicas of these, and that's fine as well too. They've got their product that they want to move on and focus on as well. And like we've said, so the products that those companies make probably aren't for the people that were going to buy one of these belts. These will all be presented in the exact same format that they were presented in when they debuted on television. So we're not changing any of the artwork. We're not changing any of the sizes. We're not changing any of the font. We're not changing any of the prints. This is the exact same copy of the exact same artwork, made the exact same way that Reggie Parks' belt would have been made by Reggie Parks himself. So we're not changing anything. Like I said, if you can read between the lines of that, that will probably answer a lot of your questions. And these aren't for everyone. We're not making them to try and sell to everyone, to try and get a whole lot of new people into the hobby. These are for collectors. These are for people that are already in the hobby, and will be presented in a way that they were presented when they originally debuted. So we're not making any alterations to the artwork.
Okay, so it'll all look like this, and it's plated the exact same way, and zinc plates, acid etched. That's what you're saying there, and
4 mil acid etched zinc. Some of the collection might feature 2 mil if there's logo plates, maybe if there's relief plates as well too, gold plated. Like Colin said, we're gauging interest for starters. There are 5 of these that we have made. This is one of them right here. So they're in hand and they're ready to go. We're not mucking around with any, we've got it ready to go by now. Oh, there's a 2-year wait. We're not dealing with any rubbish middlemen. We're not PM for prices, because we're going to change our prices depending on who wants one. We're all open and upfront about this. Like we said from the start, we wouldn't be presenting this to collectors if we didn't have all of our ducks lined up. This is the first. Hopefully we'll be doing a series. But hey, we'll judge that by the interest that we've got as well too. But you can see from the artwork, and those people that have held a real Reggie Parks belt, or those people that own a real Reggie Parks belt, know that there is a difference between that and even the most top-end bootleg, because the artwork isn't the same. This is the artwork. This is the artwork direct from Reggie Parks' personal archives. The plating process, different to the crumb rind. Crumb rind that Colin has done is with sterling silver and gold. Reggie never did sterling silver, so they're nickel and gold, should there be any silver parts, but they're all gold plated. These are made the exact same way that Reggie used to make his belts as well too. So it's a real belt with authentic artwork.
Made the same way. And your leather, there was a big thing about your leather, where it's coming from, the process of that. Can you speak on the leather that's going on?
We've got a team. The leather itself we've sourced from the exact same tanneries that Reggie Parks used to use. And the tools that we're using to tool this belt are also from the same metalworks in which Reggie got his tools as well too. So we've tried to keep it as authentic as possible. Of course, it's being assembled by a different person, but aside from that, everything else is Reggie Parks, and that's why we're calling it the Reggie Parks Legacy Collection. This is his artwork presented in a way which he first debuted these belts to the public, and now as collectors, we're going to have a chance to own one of these to a very select, very lucky group of people. Will have a chance, an opportunity to own one of these.
Some new people are asking a question about electroplating 24 karat gold.
Yeah, so all gold, genuine gold, electroplated in gold. That belt there is one of the belts that we will be offering for sale. That's going to be ending up in someone else's hands before too long, when we do officially announce what date we're kicking this all off. But we wanted to share these photos with the hobby. We wanted to share these photos with the community to let everybody know that this is in the works. This will be coming very, very soon. As I said, we're just in the final stages of finishing off a couple of straps for these. This is one that's already made, but what you see is what you get. Like I said, authentic artwork. It speaks volumes. It speaks for itself. And when you've got Groovy G and C4 involved, you're going to have quality. And we're so excited to be able to present these to everybody in the way that they were initially and originally intended to be presented.
And where are these being made at? The belts that these people are getting, where are they being made at?
They are made of American and Australian components. So they're mostly made in America. Then they're assembled here in Australia. But for ease of shipping and for ease of tariffs, we're officially classing these as being Australian made from imported and local produce. Okay, so it's quality. So they're American components that have been assembled here in Australia.
Okay, and the stamping on the leather, is there going to be some type of different stamp? Because it's not going to be a Reggie stamp, because would be very wrong to do. What type of stamping are these belts going to have on their leather?
They do have a signature stamp. Unfortunately, that might be one of the things that we're going to leave back for the lucky people that are going to own one of these. There are a few extra special things that are involved with these. But yeah, that's going to be up to the owners to find out for themselves. We like to keep a few surprises left for the lucky people that want to own one of these ones. But there is a leather stamp, and I'm sure it will be shared when the first lucky people get these ones in hand.
Right, but I think people are and I'm wanting to know, it's not going to be Reggie Parks stamp that you're putting on these, right? Because
no, it's not his signature stamp. No.
It'll be something that you guys release at a later date. And will these be numbered? Because you said you're making a limited number of these right now to gauge the interest on these. Will they be numbered until a certain point, or will they all have a number on them?
Again, I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. They're not going to be individually numbered on the stamp, but we've got a system that we've developed, and it came from Reggie's idea. That will keep track of these, not as in track them around the world, but they will have an encryption that will be able to be verified to verify its authenticity. I know that sounds a bit vague at the moment, but it will make sense a bit later on. So they're not going to have numbers stamped into them, but there are mechanisms that we have in place so that collectors will be able to have some peace of mind that these are genuine products, and they're able to be tracked around and be able to have that provenance if people decide to sell them or if people are showing them off.
Okay, so the components that are making these belts are coming from Australia and the United States. That's correct?
Yeah, so the plates, most of the plates and the leather are coming from the States. They're assembled here in Australia. So we're saying that they're made in Australia from local and imported components.
Okay, so
ease up our shipping here, because when you're shipping something, you have to have a country of origin, and particularly since these will be shipped from Australia, I know with the tariffs in the States at the moment, we're looking into, particularly with the pricing as well, so looking into covering all of any tariffs and any taxes. So the payment that you'll make will be a one-off, and then it'll just be waiting for a fully made belt to be delivered to your door.
Okay, so that everybody knows that you're not making these plates are not being made in Pakistan or China and then putting them on and they're in Australia. So, okay.
Right. And you will notice, I mean, have a look at the pictures. You will notice in the pictures that these aren't made anywhere else than in the States. And that's the thing. That's why we wanted to show these ones off. You can scrutinize the artwork. You can have a look at everything. These are the exact same size as the originals. These are exact same spacing, exact same fonts and format. And like I said, people that own a real Reggie Parks belts will be able to see those little intricacies in there. We've kept them all. We're not taking out anything, and they're presented in the exact same way that they were presented when they first debuted.
Okay, so what you're saying is there'll be more details released that these belts will easily be able to be authenticated from, say, a Classic Shields or an Awaz or an ORM. There'll be something that you guys are doing to these belts that the owners of the belts can easily verify that you guys are using the art that you guys have got. Did you want to talk about the art and the legality of being able to use this art? For there was many questions about how do you guys have the rights to use this art, and how that went down because of Reggie not having any family when he died.
We have his loved one's blessing to use this. When Reggie originally gave me this artwork and said, if I wanted to make it, he knew that his etcher had been out of business for a while and he hadn't made a belt for a while. So I was gifted a lot of things when Reggie was still with us. So it's a bit of a tricky one because the people that his loved ones are private people as well too, and there is a lot of speculation around. I just want to say that they're doing fine. They're fine. But it is more about that loved one that they lost and bringing back his legacy and his memory and seeing the joy from other people still being able to enjoy something that their loved one was able to bring into their lives. Like I said, these are probably kayfabe belts. The current corporations or the current people that may own the any specific logos or anything like that aren't interested in making these belts for collectors. So that's why we're doing it. We're not trying to step on anyone's toes. We're not trying to, come out with a big new line of replicas to compete with anybody. And we're not trying to compete with other belt makers as well too. So I guess their kayfabe belts were not trying to replace anything or replicate anything that is officially available. So these are just the official artwork that you can see there with the quality of the etching. And so these are intended for personal use, for personal use, if that makes sense.
Okay, because when Reggie died, he had no he had no family left when he died, but he did call some ones that were very close to him family because they were loved ones. Can you go into that, what you mean by family and loved ones?
Well, Reggie had a long-term living de facto partner. When Reggie passed away, because it was so sudden, he didn't have a will. So an estranged adoptive daughter was the benefit of his estate. Now, his estate wasn't a great deal of stuff. He lived very simple. But because his de facto partner was living with Reggie, the house became the property of someone else. So she was a woman around about his age. She had to find somewhere else to live, which is a big upheaval for that for people of that age, or people of any age, really. It was an extra burden that she didn't need in her life. Like I said, they're all fine. They're fine now. They were keen to, I guess, right a few wrongs from the past. Anyone who had met Reggie knew that he was a gentle and kind soul, and certainly there wasn't a bad bone in his body. He knew about outstanding orders, but that was a Rico and Dave thing. He was keen to still produce belts for collectors. He was excited that people still in this day and age still liked and still appreciated the work that he did, and his family did as well too. And they were very, because it was so sudden, they were in a state of shock as well as a state of grieving. So we're putting this out again to be able to rekindle that legacy and also help things out a bit. But like I said, they're fine. This isn't about money. This isn't about money. This isn't about making a whole heap. And if we wanted to do that, honestly, we would have gone the replica route. It would be far more lucrative. This is for collectors. This is for genuine collectors.
Yep.
And it's also for people that love those timeless belts, those classic belts that Reggie has made that really we remember from when we were kids.
Some of the questions that folks are already having, and the questions that I wanted to, that were impatiently not waiting to get to. So first, my first question, and we'll get to guys. So you're first starting out with the NWA US tag. So I assume a quick question, yes or no, you have other artwork that's been given to you that you're going to make others, correct? Yes. He says there's been a lot of questions about the LLC and the legality of the artwork. Just go over again quick. Can you explain that? And Ron, I'll get to your questions too.
Yeah. Look, this is new. This is new for the hobby, and people are going to be scared, anxious, excited about what's new. I want to rest everyone's mind that this is nothing untoward involved with this. This is all above board. This is all above the table. That's why we're on this show. That's why we're announcing these things publicly. I just want people to just sit back and relax and have some fun. This is what it's about. We are all about making things positive. We're all about giving collectors something that we haven't got, that we haven't had a chance to own in the past. And it's about sharing the fun of the hobby together. I love that video that you made, Kevin, of all those old classic memories. I love seeing that stuff. I love hearing people's stories about their connection to belts. And I think as a hobby, and you've said it as well too in the past, we deserve something a little bit better. We can move on. We can do these things, and we can have these things, and we can be positive in this hobby if there's positive people around us as well too. In regards to the LCC and logos and things like that, with the logos and whether they'll feature real logos and that kind of stuff, I want to make it clear to real collectors out there, and just have a listen, that each of these, because it's handcrafted, they're individually customized to avoid being replicated any licensed product. Okay, so any specific logos or lettering or names or things that we use on belts, they have no connection to any organization or person that's living or deceased. They're not authorized by the particular federations or associations or alliances, but they're presented in the original format in which Reggie Parks presented these belts, pardon me, when they first debuted. So you might have to read between the lines on that one. Okay, they're not an officially licensed product. We're not saying that they are officially licensed. What we're saying is that they're coming in a way that they were originally presented. Okay, so you'll have to read through between the lines through that. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah. They were asking, so the legality of the belts, and are these legal, or do you have the legal means to make these belts, was what the question
so
was.
So the artwork was gifted to me by Reggie Parks himself. I've got the blessing from his loved ones as well too. And both Reggie and his family have said that I can make these belts. All right. Okay.
They're not made in Pakistan. No. They're made from components that are coming from the US and Australia, correct?
Yeah. Well, they're assembled here in Australia, and like I've said, just for ease of shipping and ease of import taxes and that kind of stuff, we're saying that they're made in Australia from local and imported components. Back to, I guess, having a positivity in the belt collecting community. There are other...
My apologies.
No, you're right. There are other collector groups, but like, think of Star Wars collectors, okay? People in those groups have got access to proper movie manufactured stuff, because even though Disney is owned by... Star Wars is owned by Disney now. Disney doesn't want to release particular things to fans. So they let fans do that, because they're not downgrading or running into the ground their particular product. Same with Marvel and DC Comics and stuff too. If a fan were to write a Spider-Man comic where Spider-Man helps out a kid with autism, DC and Marvel, they're not going to jump all over them, because it's doing something that's positive with their product. With the LCC, we've got no connection to the LCC, okay? We are a standalone entity. We've got no ties to any other businesses or any other individuals. We are passionate, though, about providing collectors with genuine, authentic, handcrafted belts. And should the opportunity arise where we can work with other parties to allow access to more designs, we can certainly explore that as well too. But we are not going to be making outstanding orders at this point in time. But should that opportunity arise in the future, absolutely, that would be something that we'd be a part of. And absolutely, we'd be a part of something, working with other people to get more of these designs to the belt collecting community.
They say, you're using, Reggie's name or whatever, and you're talking about that you have permission to do this from Reggie. And I guess this was all given to permit. Can you want to explain a little bit more on that?
I don't know if there's too much more to explain. I worked with Reggie for a while. He knew that his etcher had gone out of business. So he gifted me a whole lot of, well, not a whole lot, he gifted me some artwork and said, make them. And I was making, getting etched a lot of these plates, and then I'd send them back to Reggie, and he would, with the plates, he would weave his magic and make up with the belts as well too. So we're offering these to the belt collecting community as the real belts, the way that they were originally intended to be presented. At the moment, if you want to get a copy of these particular belts, you have to go overseas to get a version that isn't the same. So what we're presenting is the exact same version to collectors. And like we said, these aren't for everybody. These are for collectors. These are for proper collectors. In terms of legality with any copyrighted signs and things like that, these are fine for your personal collection. We're not making any changes to the artwork that we have. It's the original artwork. You won't get into any trouble for having these belts or owning these belts or buying these belts. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. I know that because this is new, there's going to be a lot of things, and this will be probably the first hurdle, but there'll be other ones as well too. But like I said, we wouldn't be presenting these if we didn't have our ducks all lined up. If this wasn't above board, if this wasn't okay for collectors, if this wasn't okay for collectors to own, we wouldn't be offering these. Okay, I think that there'll be a lot of noise coming because it's new, because it's different. And for those people making noise, I just want to rest assured any belt collectors or any belt makers, we're not trying to disrupt anything. We're not trying to replace anyone. This is just an opportunity that we can give and pass on to genuine collectors, an opportunity to own one of Reggie's belts in the way that it was originally intended to be designed. That's how it is continuing his legacy, by people owning something that is genuinely from him, his design. We're not
so it's authentic artwork is what you're saying. The belt is an authentic artwork where
Yes.
it would be different from other makers overseas or anybody else that's never had the actual artwork and the sizing. So everything's going to be the sizing exactly the same, but you're not going to put a Reggie stamp on it and try to say that it's a Reggie Parks made belt.
Not at all. This is a Reggie Parks
And is there
legacy collection belt.
okay? Is there something going to be on the plate so that somebody couldn't take the plates off and try to put it on another leather? You know, let's say I got a bad condition NWA United States title here, and I bet I got the leather on the Leggies. My leather is good, but my plates are bad. Is there something on the back of these plates that signify them that this is, you know, different from somebody, so somebody couldn't switch the plates?
There are little mechanisms that we have got involved that would be able to, for the trained eye, I suppose, be able to see if a belt's been Frankensteined like that. That won't happen though. It won't happen. The way that these are presented on the leather strap, it's what you see on the pictures that you have in front of you here. These belts are just as good as anything that any real belt maker is putting out there, because it's the real deal and they're made the exact same way. I find it hard that anyone would ever do something like that, but if they were to go down that line, there's
it's done all the time.
To identify that. But I find that when you see the belt and when you see the strap, you won't be putting any plates anywhere.
Not just yet, Adam. We'll get to that. Vinny asked, does any of the profits go to the family of Parks, even though the family is all deceased? Is any of these profits going to the people that helped you get the artwork or gifted? I guess you said Reggie gave you the artwork before he passed?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So and then some of the other artwork was given to you by his family / friends. And is that question I saw has also been asked by several people. Is any of the proceeds going towards them or anybody in Reggie's family that is connected in some way?
Yes, absolutely. And the answer to that is yes, absolutely. Like I've said, these people haven't asked for that. And although there was some upheaval when Reggie passed because it was so sudden, his loved ones are fine. They're fine financially. Okay. That's all stable and stuff. There is some money going back to the family to make them a little bit more comfortable. But this isn't about money. Like I said, if we wanted to make money on these, we would be going down the replica route. This is about giving collectors a chance to own something they may not have been able to before. Okay.
What is the price point of this belt here?
Okay, so we're looking somewhere between 3,300 and 3,500. It's not set in stone yet because we're still trying to calculate how to overcome any potential tariffs just to simplify shipping. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be in between 3,300 and 3,500 US. We think that's reasonable for a real belt. That's, like we said, it's components are made in the United States. It's assembled here in Australia, and it's sent directly to your door. That's all included shipping, and that's going to be shipped worldwide. And there'll be other little things that come with the belt and the way that's going to be presented and boxed up and shipped to people as well too. It comes with a lot of different bells and whistles that you would expect from a belt at that particular price point.
Okay. All right. Ethan, you said you had some questions lined up. Why don't I give it to you before we get to hammer on some questions and some more questions from folks?
No, I mean, just looking at the pictures now, because like I said, we were left in the dark. That eagle, I mean, I have a very lovely, fantastic NWA United States behind me, and that eagle's just, I mean, you can tell the difference in artwork. But it goes past, like, this comment section is wild tonight, and it's kind of got me off track right now because man, we all are in this hobby. We all have bought boots. We all buy boots. We all chill out. Like, let's jump off our high horses for 5 minutes and appreciate a nice looking belt. If you don't like it, you're not with it, move on. But at the end of the day, we're all guilty of here. I 3D printed a Deadpool. Come get me. Like, we're all guilty of bootlegging and this and this. So let's not just get on our high horse because, it's about that maybe you can't afford, or maybe you don't like what's behind it or who produced it or whatever. Dude, just jump off the high horse. It's a belt. If you don't like it, move on. Sorry.
So, Groovy G, somebody asked, they missed it again. What was the price again of this belt?
So fully shipped to your door, we're looking somewhere between 3,300 and 3,500. That's US. That's fully shipped to your door. That's for a fully completed belt.
Okay. And that comes straight. And if somebody wants...
We're shipping from Australia. And like we said, they're American and Australian parts, just to ease the shipping and the tariffs and stuff like that. It's not an even number, so we've had to it'll be like $3,330 or something like that. We will cover the tariffs and the taxes in the prices. So all you'll be doing is paying for a belt and then waiting for it to be delivered to your door. And like I said before, these are in hand at the moment, so there's no wait time. It only takes how long it takes for the postman to deliver the belt to you. And guys, like we said before, these are the authentic artwork. It's the authentic original. Nothing's been changed on the artwork. We're not changing anything. They're presented to collectors in a way that they were originally intended to do. They're not for everyone, but that's not saying that everyone can't have a look at them and appreciate what they are. They're beautiful belts in their cells. Look, and I've said it before, this is something that's never been done before. It's brand new to the hobby. So a lot of people are scared. They don't know the answers to things. They're worried about things, and that's fine as well too. All I can say is to maybe put people's minds at ease, is that there's nothing untoward going on here. This is all authentic. Don't have any sinister motives or anything like that. This is an opportunity for collectors, genuine collectors, to own something, a piece of history here, own something they may never have had the chance to own before.
Okay, so
hey,
when
Jeff,
you would
chat real quick.
When you would talk about the shipping, and that question was asked too, that's on my thing too. You use different shipping methods. What would that be up to the person to choose what carrier they wanted to do, and are they available to be able to purchase insurance? And what payment methods do you take? And do you do payment plans? How will that set up?
Okay, all of that kind of stuff will come out in the wash. Certainly, postage carriers and insurance and that kind of stuff will be taking care of that with that sort of price point. We've got a website, and we're going to be doing this again. This is something new. This is something that most people, or most collectors in the hobby haven't come across before. We're going to be launching our own standalone website. It's www.rplc.shop. So Reggie Parks Legacy Collection.shop. Okay, and when that website, and you can see down the bottom there, when that becomes fully online, then we have all those different methods of payment through there, whether it's credit card, whether it's PayPal, whether it's whatever it might be. That again is to have a standalone third party in place to put customers' minds at ease. That's a lot of money. Belts have always been expensive. It's an expensive hobby. And I think this is just another bit of peace of mind that we're not going, PM me for prices because they're all going to change. We'll advertise our price. It's not going to change too much. Certainly if things are dual plated or if things down the line, and again, I'm probably getting a little bit ahead of myself. If things are a little bit more expensive or if gold changes in price, that may change. But we're looking somewhere between $3,330 and $3,500-ish sort of dollars. When the website comes online, you'll be able to make any sort of payment through there. We're looking into payment plans as well too, and how they will work. And because this is this title is very iconic, and I believe that you guys have got a special celebration coming up next month, someone's birthday on the 4th of July. So that's when we're going to be adding these, and the website will be fully operational come the 4th of July. So that's when they can
order them there, but you only have a limited number of them right now. And you said gauging on the interest, you may make more if they sell out to try to get more. The last guy, I know Colin's back from dealing with the family thing, so we're glad you're back. We'll get to you in 1 second. So the people in the comments are saying, so this is kind of a high-end boot with correct art?
For people that want that high-end stuff, that want the real stuff, it probably couldn't afford a real Reggie Parks made belt at this point in time, but can certainly afford the artwork off one of these ones, which is the genuine artwork.
Can I ask the question about the zinc? Where is it sourced from? Is it coming from a low end country with recycled zinc and impure zinc?
Mate, the plates are etched in America. All the plates are etched in America. The leather's from it's from a store in America. I believe the tanneries are actually in South America, but I believe the leather itself the skin from the cows itself probably comes from Australia. So it's a bit of a roundabout journey, but the plates made in America, the leather's made there. It's assembled here in Australia. The only thing that's different is a different leather person. So one of our team is doing the leather, but it's presented in the exact same way that it made its debut on TV all those years back.
Okay.
So just closing off on myself, because I've got to take my kids to the dance recital. So we basically we tracked down the store. In a minute. We tracked down the store where Reggie got his leather from. So that's what we're talking about. Leather coming from.
That's pretty killer. That's pretty awesome. I like that.
And then the other part of it is in terms of when Greg says not for everyone, in terms of real collectors and things, what he means is it's very limited supply. And just in terms of real collectors, we don't mean to exclude anyone. It's more about
no, not at all.
People who've researched. Like if you've been around long enough, some of these terms that he's using comes off very easily. But if you're not familiar with them, we'll have to explain them for later time or later on. It's just to save a bit of time in communicating. That's all he means by it. So there's no one excluded from this. No. It's just very, very limited. To be honest, as much as I knew, I thought we were only going to really do 5. So there's only 5 in existence at the moment, and it's very similar to when I developed the C4. Only very limited until it's economical enough, or it's not even economical, the interest or the appreciation enough to continue making more. And this is what we're getting. It's just the very start of something hopefully very special. We hope to take nothing away. We're not going to take anything away from the existing makers and the existing people that I really respect with all my heart. Ron, even Dave, everyone, all these people are my heroes. So I'm taking nothing away from you. So please, this is only just a very small project and a limited run. And and just here to support Greg and also show a bit of appreciation for the people Reggie left behind.
Yeah, I don't think they want to mention who their etcher is. I don't know if they want to answer that question of who's doing their stuff.
Okay.
Hammer?
So I'm going to love and respect to all of you, and keep fighting the good fight. There's no fighting, really. It's all done from love. Okay, so from me to you, thank you. Thanks for giving us the time and giving us your support.
I appreciate it, Colin. Thank you so much. Go take care what you got to take care of with your family. Appreciate that. So Hammer, Ethan, you did wanted to get more of your questions and then more of the people's questions.
I got one more. So this is the hobby, and a lot of people like to scout. Are we going to limit the number of belts so somebody doesn't want to max out their credit card and buy 4 of them and think they have the market cornered on the belts? Are we going to limit per household or?
Oh yeah. It'll be one per household. Like Colin said, we've only got 5 at the moment. I'm a bit more excited. I love it when these new things happen, and I have a big head full of ideas. But we're gauging to see if people want something like this. If we want something like this in collecting, we want to gauge people's reactions. We want to see if people are interested in buying that and what their thoughts are as well too. So yeah, this is something new. It's something exciting. Like we said, it's all above board and comes from a place of love. Love from the man that made these belts that enhanced our life over the years. It comes from the love of a family that he left behind. It comes from the love of makers for a hobby that wants to share this as well too. And I get a bit carried away. I think Colin's a little bit more level-headed in saying when I'm saying that these are for real collectors. I think some of the terminology that we use, like Colin said, it probably skips over a little bit of time, but we're not trying to exclude anyone. And collecting is for everyone. Belt collecting is for everyone. There's certainly no hate being spread. These are for particular collectors that might want this particular thing, and at the moment they're not offered by the large companies. They're not interested in making versions of these belts for collectors. So that's what we're doing. We've decided to do that as well too. And if people like what we're doing, if people like the way we're going about doing things, if people like to have these authentic pieces of artwork in their collection, more power to us and more power to the hobby as well too.
Okay. Hammer?
Cold.
Hammer? What you got?
My question is going to be kind of a little tough, and if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. So you have the Reggie artwork.
Yeah, he said no, they were not.
So you have the artwork that was given to you by Reggie. But I think a lot of people associate Reggie's artwork with Midwest and Dave.
Yep.
Have you heard anything from Dave about this project at all? Has he said anything to you?
No. We're a standalone entity. We haven't heard anything from Dave or Rico. But like I said, if there are opportunities that people want to work with us so we can give collectors more access to these authentic artwork belts, if there's opportunities to do that, if there's opportunities to rectify past wrongs, that's something we would certainly be interested in as well too. But at this point in time, we're a separate entity. We've got nothing to do with anybody else. We're just presenting those things that Reggie gifted to me in the format that it was originally intended.
Okay. Hammer, what else you got for him?
Well, I think that's what a lot of people are just confused about. You know, they see these old classic Reggie designs, and a lot of people know that Midwest owns it, right? They know all this information. So I think that's what a lot of people are confused about. They're probably worried. Is there
Yeah,
going to be some sort of backlash, you know,
yeah,
from ordering these belts? And I think it's a valid question if they need to be concerned or not.
Absolutely, that's a legitimate question. Not going to have any hassles if you purchase these belts. You're not going to have any problems if you're showing these belts on social media. You'll not have any problems if you're trying to I don't know, list these belts for sale or things like that. These are for people in the hobby. These are for personal use. And like we said, we wouldn't be coming on and announcing this if we didn't have all of our ducks in a row to move forward on this the way it is. And it's a chance for people in the hobby to have something we might not have had before, something we thought was out of reach. And because it's brand new, people are going to be scared of things. And that's why you're seeing a lot of the, what if this, what if that, can this happen, can that happen? I'm telling you now, what you're seeing up on the screen there is what you get, pardon me, in terms of quality. It's the genuine real artwork that was given to me by Reggie Parks. And it's available to the public, and you can do what you want with it. You can show it off, you can take it to events, you can put it on your social media, whatever. It's the real deal. Okay, and we're not trying to say that it's a Reggie made belt, but it's certainly the real artwork. And there will be other things on the belt which will distinguish it from real Reggie Parks belts as well too. We're not trying to say that these are going to replace them or going to change anyone's collection or anything like that. So this is just a chance for other collectors to own something original.
Can I ask another serious question?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, before you do that, Keith, I think he's talking about the artwork is authentic. Reggie gave him
the artwork is authentic. Absolutely, 100%.
So, like, you're making this NWA United States belt. I'm thinking way in the future here, and you don't have to answer this.
Agreed.
Is there a possibility that we could see other company made title designs that Reggie made? IC, for example, maybe Winged Eagles tags, or is it just going to be strictly NWA based?
It's a good question. It's difficult for me to answer in a way that doesn't seem to come off cryptic. My hopes and dreams and visions for this particular collection is that it becomes a series, a collection of different belts. We're not associated with any organization or any alliance or any federations or associations or anything like that. But if there's demand in the hobby for people to want particular things, there's certainly scope there to do it. And I certainly will be doing all that I can within my power to make sure that as many designs, authentic designs as possible, are available to the belt collecting community.
Well, I think it's cool that you're sharing the Reggie artwork to everybody, because everybody in these groups sees it probably every day that, oh, this belt's not TV accurate. Oh, it's not Reggie accurate. This will put that stamp of approval that this is actually a Reggie artwork belt. And I can finally get rid of all those people that are constantly complaining in these groups. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. This is accurate.
It is. And when I'm talking about authentic, I'm talking about the artwork. It's the real deal. It's the real artwork. It's made the exact same way as Reggie made them. They're acid etched zinc plates, etched in America. You can see by the etching depth and the etching quality there that you can't replicate that unless it's etched properly in the US. Leather as well too, from the tanneries that Reggie used to use as well too. Like we said, I guess it's for people that have always wanted something that's authentic. in terms of artwork, something that's accurate in terms of artwork. And you can't get more accurate than the real deal, can you?
Right.
I mean, it's answer Vinny in the message in the comments. Vinny, he stated they're etched in America. Unless Orm is in America now, they are etched in America.
No, yeah, they're etched in America. There's no Pakistan connection to these at all. There's nothing Pakistan at all. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We've just got a
guy like Orm is doing fantastic work these days. Just a fantastic work, but he's just not involved.
Yeah, these aren't. I'm just letting you know. I can't see the actual comments. I can only see them as they're appearing on the screen. So I'm not deliberately trying to dodge comments.
No, they're just general. When we get to a question,
so these are etched in America. It's got nothing to do with any Pakistani maker or anything like that. The leather isn't done by any prominent person in the belt collecting community. We've got a team of leather crafters down here that will be doing that. Plating is done here in Australia. That's just to minimize all some of the costs and things like that. And the painting and things like that we do here by hand. I forgot what other question was on there. Yeah, when I'm talking about authentic, I'm talking about the artwork. The artwork is authentic artwork. That's the same artwork that Reggie used. And yeah, when you see these belts in person, when you see them straight up, anyone that's owned a real Reggie Parks belt before knows that they're different. There is something different about it. And I've owned everything. I've owned those bootlegs that have cost a couple of $100. I've owned real top end ones, too. But nothing compares to the real artwork. And this is what we've got here. And it's a really exciting time for people in the hobby.
Yeah, that's the one that you have there, and people were asking this. I think I sent you this the other. That one's mine there. So you can see that one there, and you can see this one here. I think where people are getting confused, and maybe that's going to be once you have finished all of your site, that you're going to be talking about that this is an authentic artwork belt. And authentic to the way Reggie made it, with the same leather guys that gave Reggie his leather. And these are plates and plates that are done in the U.S. and then everything is assembled in Australia. And then you ship out from Australia, and I guess the tariffs, you'll have to cross the tariff stuff when they get there. But that's what you're saying with that, and I think that's maybe where the confusion has come from. But I think if everybody will just take a step back and wait till everything gets put down on the website and showing the exact thing, I think that'll be different. My question is when will you be releasing what is going to be stamped on the leather, and what will it say? Are you able to say that yet? Not just yet.
It's a Reggie Parks legacy collection, so it'll feature something along those lines, but it's not going to be that same.
That's a Reggie.
That Reggie stamp. It's not going to be exactly the same. No, there are things we're putting on this belt and into this belt that will be able to verify its prominence, that it's a Reggie Parks legacy collection belt rather than authentic handmade belt made by Reggie Parks. Yeah, so we're not trying to confuse people to say that they're the same thing. This is something different, although we use the exact same artwork. It's not made by Reggie Parks, but it's using his artwork.
Okay, so that's what people are, and again, for people that are tuning in late, the artwork was given to you by Reggie, and some of the other artwork were given to you by his close. He didn't have it was Reggie. He says owns the artwork, but that was that question. But you had answered that question, that again, that it was the artwork was given to you by Reggie, right?
Yes, that's correct. It's then they're not clips of clip art that I've pieced together. This is a whole actual thing that that Reggie gifted me, and like I said, at the moment, the big corporations or the people that can make these particular belts don't want to do that for the belt collecting community. So that's what we're doing. We're doing it because people hope, well, I think that people might want them. And that's why we've just done a limited number to gauge if people are interested in this kind of stuff. And of course, there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of questions, a lot of people with a lot of innuendo, a lot of people become experts at this particular time on legality and that kind of stuff. Like I've said, we wouldn't be promoting this if we didn't have all of our ducks in a row. These are for collectors that want something in your collection, and we're going to be giving something to you that isn't currently offered, and it's being presented in the exact same way that the original ring use belts were presented.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over, or to tell the folks that we haven't covered on, that you will be releasing more news soon on this website, and what your stamping will be?
Sorry to interrupt you.
When these will be up to be able to order?
Yeah, sure. So website, Reggie Parks Legacy Collection. So just remember rplc.shop, because we're going to be shopping for one of these Reggie Parks Legacy collections. That's the website. At the moment, we've just got that little placeholder there, so you can have a little look at some beautiful artwork there itself as well too. And 4th of July, I thought was very fitting. We thought it was very fitting for the release of this particular belt, the first belt. But like Colin said, if there's not a great deal of interest, or if there's people don't see a need for these, that's fine. This might be the only 5 that we make, but they will be in hand and ready to ship. We're not mucking around with any middlemen. We're not doing any of this PM me for prices. We're coming out.
Only 5? Only 5 right now?
Yeah, so there's only 5, and there's mechanisms within them to be able to authenticate them as Reggie Parks Legacy Collection belts. So there won't be any confusion with any real ones as well too. So I guess the main points that these will be launched 4th of July. That's when we're going live on the website. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll be letting people know via the usual social media channels. I'm sure that you'll let people know when we're getting closer to that time as well too, or if things change on the website. We haven't got a Facebook page. We can debate these belts, or we can look at these belts when those lucky few people buy them. If they wish to share them on social media, we can have a look there. They certainly can. There's no legality problems in that. They can certainly share what they want to share. That's if people want to share them. And we'll see how we go from there as well too. There's a few hidden things that these belts will come with that will just be for those that purchase it, because we don't want to give away all of our secrets. There is a little bit of fun left in the hobby, and that's the whole thing. This is about us having fun. It's about being able to access stuff that we haven't already accessed. The big companies don't want to produce this stuff for collectors, so we've decided we've had to do it ourselves. So this is the real deal. Genuine artwork from Reggie Parks. It's being presented the way that it was intended to be presented. It comes with permission from Reggie Parks, but also from his loved ones that have been left behind after his passing. The loved ones are certainly involved in the profit side of things, some of the profit side of things. And yeah, made in America. Assembled here in Australia, and you'll be getting a complete belt delivered directly to your door. I'm open with any questions, and I think we've tried to cover most of them tonight. There will be other things that come out as we go along. I know, Kevin, that you're desperate to see what the leather stamping signature stamp looks like. But they're all little tidbits that will be released later on as we get a little.
Yeah, I'm just wanted to make sure that I just wanted to make sure that there's a difference, that you can, that you're not stamping Reggie's things, and you've explained that, but you guys are designing that under there. I see in the thing that you've got to wrap it up, because I want to bring somebody else on here. You've been courteously with your time. I know we've gone over on the time. When can you come back to discuss the second half of what's going on and some of the other belts that you have that you may be producing? Do you want to come back and discuss that at some point?
Well, I certainly will. Yeah, I do have to go now. Sorry, I have kept you very long. You probably need to move on to other people and get my ugly mug off the screen. But hopefully today is a watershed day. We'll remember the day when we can have some of these classic, iconic pieces of artwork. We can have a chance to rekindle them and have a chance to see them again. I'll certainly be in touch. If people are interested in these, hopefully I've covered all the questions that people have. I'm sure people will come up with other questions. More than happy to come back as we get closer to our launch date or 4th of July. And if there's any other developments, absolutely we'll come in and join the best belt podcast on the internet and share all of that with your wonderful listeners and in your audience, whether you're listening live now or you're catching a replay later because you heard all the hype about it and you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth itself. But it's a good day for collectors today.
I forgot the question I was going to ask on the thing. When people can hit you up, they can hit you up on your Messenger or Facebook if they got other questions that we're able not to get here just because of our time frame. And you're telling me
I'm active on all the belt groups. Don't probably not message me. Or email me. We will set up an email on the actual Reggie Parks Legacy Collection website. So that will probably answer all the technical things that people are after. If you're after like lengths of straps or weights and that kind of stuff as well too. I know people get a little bit antsy about that kind of stuff. But these are all American made, assembled here in Australia. Just like a real belt, okay? It is a real belt. It's an authentic belt. When you've got Groovy G and C4 teaming up, you know you're going to get the best quality, and that's what these are. I think the pictures speak for themselves. You can debate the quality of the pictures all you like. We're an open book. We are more than willing to answer any questions. People that are interested in these, you've got no worry showing them off, buying them, showing them on social media if that's what you want to do. Very limited at this point in time. I have plans to hopefully start a bit of a collection, but we'll see how we go. We'll see what the community wants. I'm hoping that the community gets behind this because this is a chance that we wouldn't otherwise have had to own stuff that really is set in our childhood memory. And like I've said all along, there's nothing untoward. We're not looking at becoming the next big thing. We're not looking at replacing any makers or anything like that. All those guys are safe. We're all friends with everyone that are the makers as well too. Guys like Ron, guys like Bel Van Dan. You know, if there was anything vicious or untoward, we would certainly be doing it behind the scenes. We wouldn't be doing it out in the open like this. Hopefully we can discuss more of this as we get closer to the release.
Yeah, we need to because there's a lot more that I want to get to and get to stuff and get questions. And I know as we get closer to release, you guys and Colin had said that you guys wanted to come on and do that again when we get closer to release and the other stuff that you guys have got.
If we can. That was the one thing. Price point again for those that missed the start of it. Looking at around 3,300-ish to 3,500-ish. So hopefully this next month here give us a little bit of time to save up if that piqued your interest, and we'll see how we go from there.
All right. I appreciate it, Groovy. Thanks so much for your time and for coming on, and I appreciate everything that you're doing, and good luck with all your ventures, buddy.
Thank you very much, guys. It's a pleasure, as always, to be on the show. I hope people in the community are excited as what we are. And I hope that people get behind this. As I said, I think this is a real momentous day for belt collectors, and we can finally have some good things happen to us in this hobby, and we can leave that negativity and that hate behind us.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks so much, buddy. You have a great day over there and enjoy your weekend, man. Groovy G.
But at the end of the day, like, we all need to like grow up and understand that we're all arguing about how booty of a belt is. So let's pump the brakes. Let's just pump the brakes.
I just don't want argue all you want. Just don't put people's families on there.
That needs to stop. Like it really does. All of that is ridiculous. Like to go to people's personal Facebook pages, look at their kids, look at their wives, all of that needs to stop. All of these
no, you better not, Dave. No, you better not.
all of these dumb little things people are saying about each other in anonymous posts and in different groups because they're not in this group or they're not in that group, that needs to stop as well. If you got something to say to somebody, send them a message like Ethan's been saying and talk to them that way and squash that beef, because putting all this drama in belt groups just ruins it for everybody.
But the last thing I'm going to say about this, and we can move forward, is look, you all don't know what people are going through. There's going to be somebody in this chat right now that's really struggling, and you guys are fucking bickering and fighting and stuff like that, and push somebody over the edge, dude. Mental health is a real struggle for people.
Absolutely.
And it's something I really have turned a leaf on, making sure I'm conscious of with people, is like, yo, instead of just trying to be a dick, check on somebody.
Yep.
Because you have no idea what that person's going through in their personal life, in their hobby that they're trying to escape their personal life from.
We get an average comments for our show is 385 to 425 is what we usually get. But like I said, Dave, we usually don't have this in the chat, but there was 12 people that came in here from what our producer says, and they just were relentless in name calling, and then the thing that I installed did not catch them, and I did not flag them. And then I said something wrong to the wrong person, and I apologize to that person. I wasn't trying to say it to them. I thought they were saying it to me. That was this person here. So I apologize to him, was saying that I thought he had said something, and I've not got long. And the second announcement was, August, we've got to go to 2 shows a month. I can't do it anymore with my head. I can't do it anymore with my health. I can't get up. I can't. So we're cutting back, and these 2 guys didn't even know that till just now. God's truth. You're muted or something. But starting in August, I'm only going to be able to do 2 episodes a month, and I love doing this. And I still can't believe 3,000. Was it 400 or something? Whatever it is. Have subscribed to this show and like this show, and I love you guys over in UK. You guys are support the show crazy and maniacs, and I don't want to do a show, and it might change, but right now with my health, I can't do it every week. Like the last 2 shows, today I was up 45 minutes before the show started. The other night it was an hour, and it takes my wife, and I'm getting personal here, but this is not going to stay on. So if y'all want to hear it, you want to hear it. It takes my wife nearly 4 hours to get me up. When we were just talking I got fluid over here. My fluid builds up in my brain, and then that comes out through the spine, and then I throw it up, and it's cerebral fluid. And I've had strokes, and I'll keep having strokes and hemorrhages, and that's what's going to take me. It's the way I look, the way I look, the way I've been, and I'm not asking for pity. But I'm just asking, don't come attack my show when all I wanted to do was put on a show to let these guys talk about what they wanted to talk about. And then, you come in here and attack my show when I'm not done a single thing to any of these people. If you want to go talk in the other chats and post on the post and all these other groups, that's fine. But don't come in here and do this, especially when I'm on prednisone, because I'm just not going to take it. I'm the one that's pressing the buttons on the video, running the show, doing the show. These guys are concentrating on the topics. Hammer helps me with scheduling guests. Sometimes when I don't feel good, Hammer does my artwork. Ethan helps me with my topics. Ethan helps me with scheduling guests too. But this is not how I wanted to announce it, that in August that we're going to have to go to 2 shows a week. And I don't, because I love doing this show every week, but I can't. And people, Ron was like, when he was like, man, you look good when you're on air. Ask my wife, like, what I'll be in 15 minutes. I'm already starting to stumble on my words. I'm already starting to slur, but I love this hobby. And this hobby for me is not arguing. It's not fighting. This hobby for me is about these belts, the memories they bring me, who I was in the room with when I was watching it. My parents aren't with me. My mom didn't care about wrestling, but who won the match? Who won the thing? Saturday Night Live, I'm up with my dad, and Dad's making fun of me. It ain't real on it, but he's in the match too. And I'm sitting there, with my belt that he made me, and we're hooting and hollering. That's what it brings me to. But I promise you, when you guys go and you guys die, these belts are going to go to somebody else. And if you're going to waste your time arguing, people ask me, why do you interview other podcast shows? I bring because they're about the hobby. Like Dave and Amy's is one of the most positive shows out there that I love. Pondwater Dave's Talking Wrestling with Pondwater and Amy. I'm not saying watch my show and watch nobody else. I watch them all. Bells and Bells, Spanning the Globe. I can't think of any of the other ones. Watch all of those. And I'm rambling here, but I can't believe how hateful of a society that we have gone. And the Bible said the last thing to go in the system before it ended was the love of thy neighbor. And it's certainly gone. And attack this show. I didn't bring these people on the show saying that all their stuff was right or that they were actually making an authentic Reggie. I was interviewing 2 belt makers who said that they were introducing something to the hobby and for the hobby for people that wanted to buy it. So don't get sanctimonious for buying this belt when you go buy other belts that you consider a boot too. Because I'd help anybody in this hobby, and I've helped many of you out there. I've helped people make the videos for their shows, done their stuff for their shows, and there's other podcasts that we've got scheduled. I'll announce it. June 28th. Everybody in the chat, since there's a good amount of people in here, you guys know the wrestling game Retromania Wrestling. That developer and that owner of that company is coming on the show. Retromania Wrestling. It's got Demolition in it. It's a throwback style wrestling. It's got the Rock and Roll Express, Magnum TA. That's an all DC. They're coming on the show the 28th. We got Jay-Z Graham again because we messed up his interview with a thing. He's coming on the 14th. And I always ask you guys, what do you like to talk about? What do you want to think? I had this belt at the end of the show. We had a video that was going to show, and I was like, yep, Reggie's legacy's back, and I love everything that Reggie gave me, even though they're not going to be doing, WWF belts probably. They don't have the art. I don't know if they do or not. But I had my belt right here to be happy, and you pieces of crap, ruined it. Karma's a butt.
And then that's just what I'm getting after. Is just like I said, nobody knows what people are going through. Kev's physically going through a lot. There's people in this chat that are going through mental health issues. There's, and I keep going back to it, but I changed my perspective on a lot of things. And one of the things I did change my perspective on is how I handle. Ooh, that was, I don't even know what that was. How I handle people. And what I do to people, because at the end of the day, I had somebody reach out to me at 2:00 in the morning on TikTok. But I'm getting made fun of for the videos I posted about my life experiences. But I had somebody at 2:00 in the morning message me on TikTok and say, "Hey man, I don't have anybody to talk to, and I want to hurt myself." Since then, I talked to that guy every single day for the last 2 weeks. I got his phone number. He's got my phone number. I'm never going to turn somebody away like that. So take 2 extra seconds and stop the ego and think about somebody else for once. Think about what somebody else might be going through. Think about how you could be going through something eventually. And just kind of pump the brakes.
Dave, you can buy it off of Steam, and if you have a Nintendo Switch or a PS5 or an Xbox One X, you can play it on that and download it. But if you bought something to buy it on, Dave, you are just Dave. Look right here, real quick. This is, I guess we're just having fun. Everybody's okay. We're just chilling here, right? We're having a little fun. But check out this. Look at the entrance for the Rock and Roll Express. Hold on, let me get this comment on.
Well, listen, everybody, let me tell you about the rock and roll. Oh, feel that rhythm.
got Demolition in it. It's got Magnum TA in it. It's got Cordona in it. It's got a bunch of great wrestlers. Blue Boo Boo Meanie. And that guy of that company has liked what our product is, liked what our things is, and he's going to come on our show June 28th. And I just put out the crappiest show I've ever put out because of people in this chat attacking this channel because they put people on that just wanted to sell a belt. When it's funny, I don't see them attacking other makers. Now, has what Dave Milliken done to people with back orders right? No. Hopefully he fixes that. Is it right what Jay Moore has done to people in the past and not filling orders? No. Hopefully he'll right that one day. But you can still be friends with people and not like if I'm A and I'm friends with B and C, you know, if their B and C is fighting, I can still be friends with both of them, even though they're having a tiff or riff. You don't have to exclude yourself or do that. Life is just way too short to be doing all this stuff. I mean, I'm home every day at taking care of the farm. My wife is my caretaker, stays home every day. Right now, she's caretaker to another daggone blind cat that we took in that had its eyes removed. Second blind cat we've got now. We're just a cat thing, but I love doing this show. And if we're going to go to 2 episodes in August, unless something changes with the new meds, because the stuff right now is just, it's not working. And what we did when we took our break, that didn't work. But I love our viewers. I love our subs. I love our comments, whether it's 5 in here, 38 in here, 188 in here. I put this show with these 3 guys on here to be about the hobby, to help the hobby, to talk about the love of the belts, the love of wrestling, and the people that are involved in it, no matter whether you like them or not. If you don't like the persons that's on there, you just don't watch that episode. But you don't have to throw shade at the show just because we're having people on the show that you may not agree with or you don't like. You know, a lot of people, like for instance, last week when we had Ron Anderson, I was like, man, I was always told Ron was a mean butthole and a-hole and blah, blah, blah. He was actually a nice guy. And then people liked our show when we had explaining all the hybrid etching, HD, SD, what's the amino acid. That was a popular show. A lot of people liked our Knights Roundtable that we had with the makers. That's what the show was intended to be. But it's just wrong to come attack the show all week long. Just because we're having all these guys and you want to discuss the legalities of it. And go discuss that with them and the makers. That has nothing to do with me. I had Classic Shields on here. Nobody was mad in that comments that Classic Shields doesn't have the right to produce what they're producing. Right? Even though I buy Classic Shield belts. Right? Wrong? But you're attacking these guys. Why these guys? I just don't understand it. Groovy G's giving you one of the most affordable. You don't talk about a guy that could have made a lot of money. I mean, he gave you one of the most affordable big golds there is in the hobby.
Let me just say this real quick. I'm also kind of annoyed at some of the people who in the comments were saying like, "Oh, Groovy and Colin, they're profiting so much money by doing this." I don't really think they're going to profit a whole lot, if I'm just being honest, because you think about all the work that goes into it with the American plates. It's got to go back to Australia to be assembled, painted, leathered, all that stuff. It's got to be shipped back to the United States for customers. Plus, they're giving profits to the family. So what will they make at the end? Probably not a whole lot.
But you'll go check out Markout Moments. That's where Talking Wrestling is with Pondwater and Dave. And one of the most upbeat and positive shows. Really great stuff that they do. Yes, and I'm the one all the time commenting and bugging him the whole time in the comments. That's me. But anything else to add before we get?
No, again, I'll just keep.
Yeah, and I love my podcast. I love doing this. This is fun for me. Tonight wasn't. Yes, it is. It's you got to look it up. Retro Mania Wrestling. Look them up on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, it's an awesome game. It's been out for a little bit, and they keep doing downloads of what do we call it? Character downloads. What do you call it? DLCs of new characters, and the new ones coming out are Magnum TA, Nikita Koloff, the Rock and Roll Express.
I Googled it really fast when you were talking about it because, of course, I'm going to want to see the Midnight Express. And according to Google, it says the Midnight Express are not currently playable characters in the game, although they are referenced and there is a nod to them in the game. And there are plans to add them as a DLC.
Yeah. Well, we can ask them when they come. Yeah. Yeah. They'll come. And it's just so great to play to those guys. And it does. Well, I get that. But we've got to start it, somewhere.
Somebody has to be the bigger man here and just stop it.
Yeah.
No matter who says what, you just can't be firing back. Can't be just leave them in the dust.
The blue beanie and everything. Dave, what's the show that those guys are going to come on me when we get something scheduled? What's the show that's on Marked Out Moments? I think this is Dave on here. It could be the other show. That's on his.
Drunk. God.
Yeah, it is. There it is. Drunken Duo. Is that it?
There you go. Yeah.
Drunken Duo or something like that. They're going to come on and do a show that they do all across the thing, and they even talk sports. So they talk a lot of wrestling. They started out as a wrestling podcast. They'll come on too. But the last thing I want to do before we get out of here is, there was a lot of questions of why I went on as a moderator with Big Boys Belts. They lost theirs, so they asked me to come on to clean up a bunch of stuff that needed to be cleaned up in the back, and so that's what I've been doing in there. That's why I'm a moderator in there. If you don't like the group, that's fine. That's your business. But that's why I was added as a moderator, because they're busy with work. And yeah, the anonymous posting is no more, and the fake profiles are no more in there. There it is, Drunken Pop. There it is, Drunken Pop. We got a lot off all of our chest. That's for sure. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys staying on. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We made the group when. Okay, I got you. Love you guys too. I hope we don't have to go to 2 episodes in August, but that's our plan, to be every other week. It'll be back to back if it falls on pay-per-view stuff, so everybody doesn't have to skip the pay-per-view. But that's the plan for right now in August. But we'll see what happens with some new medicine and some new stuff. I accept your apology. I appreciate that, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, show off your new belt days. Show off your new stuff. Post them in all the groups. Stephen Hammer, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
I appreciate everything you do, Kev. I hope you get to feeling better tonight, brother.
I appreciate that. Groovy, hold on back there. Thanks to Stephen Hammer. Ethan, I guess we'll see you next week. We have a topic show. Love you, buddy, and I'll see you then.
All right, brother. Peace. Guys, peace.
Again, we are a Belt Hobby podcast, and we talk with everybody. And we'll talk with anybody, and we'll interview anybody. And we've got a lot of great interviews on here. You guys stay safe, stay humble, and we'll see you next week right here on Double Dropkick Podcast. Good night, everybody. Love y'all.